Welcome to Out of the Box with Christine, the podcast for conscious entrepreneurs. Are you willing to step into your greatness? Are you ready to shine? Well, get ready, Truth Seeker. You're in for an amazing ride. And now, here's the host of the show, Christine Blosdale.
Welcome back to Out of the Box with Christine. I am your host, Christine Blosdale, your expert authority coach, helping you and your business get the attention you deserve. And I am super excited today to have someone who I feel is a bit of a kindred spirit. This gentleman is a business strategist and advisor, and is an expert in Chat GPT and in advising entrepreneurs on how to increase their business and their sales, but also speaks quite often on podcasting and revenue. And I have a lot of clients who are coaches, authors, entertainers who are, it's like, I want to get a puppy. I want to get a podcast. I want to have a podcast now. And maybe they don't understand the whole thing about podcasting, but also the biggest issue is that when someone creates a podcast, the big question is, how do I make money off of this thing? And so I'm really happy to have joining me today, Joseph Haecker. Again, he's a business strategist and advisor, and we're going to be talking about all things relating to podcasting, bringing in revenue and downloads if you need them, what they're about, all that good stuff on Out of the Box with Christine. Welcome, Joseph.
Hi, Christine. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I, in that little introduction there, was talking about the frustration that a lot of people, especially folks who are just starting out and they create a podcast, either for their business or to market themselves in the world and to get the word out on their services or the things that they provide the world. And the biggest question that I get is, how do I make money with this thing? How do I make money with this thing? And I always say, well, you've got 2 episodes up, so let's slow down a little bit. But can you talk about talk about how you got into podcasting and your relationship right now with your clients on helping them get some revenue through podcasting?
Yeah, well, I would say I just saw a Facebook post today, and I hate when I see these because I'm roped in every time. Somebody said, "Hey, I'm new to podcasting. How much money am I going to need to spend to start my podcast?" And right away, people started jumping in. $1,500. Oh, it depends, and you're just going to spend your life savings because you need to go get a job. And oh my God, I want to strangle everybody there. First of all, if you're brand new to podcasting, bust out your iPhone and get started now. Hit the record button and start recording using your iPhone. You don't need anything more than your iPhone and the earbuds that come with your iPhone. Get started now. Second, I always equate to making money like karaoke. Christine, do you karaoke?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay, you know what? You're rare though, because as much as I podcast, as much as I stand up on stage and I talk to people, and I just was at an event in New Orleans, karaoke scares the crap out of me. That is a degree of vulnerability, and it is not my jam. And I say the same thing about podcasting. If you're willing to take up a microphone in the first place, and you're willing to dive in on a subject, whether it's your niche, whether it's something that's passionate to you, your expert, topic or whatever, the fact that you're willing to do it sets you apart from 99.99999% of other people. So if you are not hearing a podcast in your industry or in your niche, the fact that you're willing to do it is worth money. Now, the way that I say is go get a friend who owns a company, let them let you borrow their URL and their logo and put it on there as though they are a sponsor, as though they paid. show future sponsors what they would get. And then I charge $3,800 for a 6 episode spot. And this is a quick little shout out and a little a web link in my descriptions. $3,800 for a 6 episode spot. I do a pilot, and then I get those around, see how that tested out. I do a 6 episode series, an 8 episode, 12, and then 22 episode if it's stuck. But I charge right away. You should too. Do not wait. You do not know who would be willing to pay. You just haven't asked. So ask. So I'll kind of cannonballed into the episode there, but
no, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, go charge. We're on a podcast right now. We're willing to do this, so we're the crazies. We're the crazies.
We are.
And we're willing to do this, and this is worth something. This used to be radio. I grew up with Kevin Dees, Rick Dees' son from Kiss FM. Those guys made an entire living out doing the same thing we're doing now. It's the same thing.
And it cost a lot more back then. You know, I'm a Radiohead from way back 20 plus years at a major radio station in Los Angeles, and then also doing work in New York and DC. And it's expensive. Radio is expensive. And with technology now, this is the thing is that I tell my clients as well, is that with modern technology, you can create a podcast / vodcast, which is what this is, right? People can listen to this on Apple Podcast or Spotify, but they also can watch it on YouTube because video is king, queen, wherever you're sitting. But the thing is that technology has afforded us this ability to create content and to affect people's lives. You know, I'm in Australia and you're there in the United States, and we're having a conversation that is going to inspire people and motivate them to do something. So we have so much power at our fingertips, whereas back in the day, you would have to have a $2 million studio, you know, you'd have to have a board operator, you'd have to have a mixer, you'd have to spend so much money to get the word out, to have interviews like this, or to just talk about tips and life experiences, stories, leaving a legacy. You had to spend a fortune. And this is the same thing when it comes to publishing. And I know you're an absolute expert at publishing on Amazon and using AI technology as well to help you with that. But you don't have to go to a major publisher. You don't have to hope that, you know, Random House is going to offer you some crazy publishing deal and give you 2 pennies per book. You can actually self-publish. So we're living in really amazing times right now. And you're right. It's encouraging people to do it and just do it. And yeah, go ahead.
The equipment's one thing. I don't even know the dates, but like people had access to ham radios. Ham radios gave way to radio networks. Radio networks opened up the doors for all kinds of different stuff, but you still needed access to that antenna. Like you couldn't. So even if you had the equipment, you still needed the time on air, and that was very limited. In 2017, I went live for the first time on Facebook. I went on a rant. For those that are going to see it, I've got a tattoo on my wrist. It was my talk show, Design Talk Live. My first episode was F the Trends. I had maybe 1,200 followers on Facebook. Maybe. I had just been out. I'd been in High Point, North Carolina, flew off to DC to pitch my tech company on a live TV show, flew back to LA. I was waiting to go to my hotel, and all these designer friends of mine were talking about the trends. And they were talking about the latest Sherwin-Williams color. And it kind of pissed me off because they were at an industry event where they got to see things the rest of the world doesn't get to see for the next 6, 9, 12 months. And the thing that they were talking about was the same thing my mom could see on TV tonight. It was dumb. So I'd never gone live on Facebook. I created an event that tomorrow morning I would go live. I had like I said, less than 1,200 followers total. The next morning I went live, F the Trends. I went on my little rant, and then I believe it was Rod Gantos joined in, and we did a split screen. And I had 7 people join in with me that day. I had 2.2 thousand people watching live. 30,000 people watched that within 24 hours. I got a call within the next couple of days from Baker Furniture and Laloy Rugs, both very conservative companies. They didn't obviously care that I titled the event F the Trends. By week 6, I brought on my HGTV celebrity co-host, the Queen of Bling, Donna Moss. By week 9, I hosted the top interior design podcasters. We had, I believe it was like 9 or 10 of the top podcasters on the show. We cleared 100,000 views that week. The first time I had the Property Brothers on, I had them lip sync battle. I've had the Real Housewives of everything on, 90s supermodels, you name it. It was a crazy year. I made 180 grand doing a 1 hour a week talk show on Facebook in 2018. And
Wow.
here was the difference. I treated it like distribution. I grew up radio. There was no way I was going to get that pitched, piloted, and then get any kind of airtime, not even on public broadcast. In order to do what I did, it was only a product of Facebook and where we are today with distribution. Do not look at social media as social media. My mom can look at it as social media. Us, if you even have an inkling of doing a podcast or creating content, it is a social media network. That is the actual name, social media network. This is your network. Use it as distribution and get creative with it. There's no excuse in today's modern world.
Absolutely. And the key, like you said earlier, is that we have all of this ability, but there's only a few people who will step out and do it. A big issue for some of my clients when I say you've got to be on video, if it's Facebook Live, if it's TikTok, Instagram, whatever, if it's taking a podcast and turning it into a video podcast or vodcast, I said you have to be on camera, and this terrifies them because, and especially women, because they're worried about how they look or how they come across, or people were going to make fun of me, right? They're so worried about what other people think. And I try and tell them, I said, well, what's the goal in your business? If you're a coach, let's say, personal development coach or a life coach or a health coach. And they say, because I want to help people. And I say, well, all those people that you want to help and that you could be helping right now, they don't know you exist in your basement or in your, bedroom turned office. They don't know that you exist. They don't know what it is that you do. It's your job to get out of the way and to communicate with them directly. And the best way to do that is by, well, I say picking up a microphone and going on video. Creating a podcast is great marketing, absolutely, very cost effective, but you have to get your message out there. And one of the best ways is through video, because people can see you and feel you, as opposed to reading a bunch of copy on a website, right? You're an actual human being that they can relate to. This is the thing.
I'll go a little bit on the opposite, and I'll share a little bit about my story too. That 2018, I cleared 3.2 million views of my talk show. I was in New York with one of my show sponsors, and he was like, "Hey Joe, why don't you do one more show, 1 hour a week?" And I was like, "Well, buddy, are you going to pay me twice as much?" And he was like, "Well, no." And I was like, "Well, then why the hell would I work twice as much for and to take a cut in pay?" Um, so I started producing shows. I'll tell you, I did step out there and I had blogs written about me that weren't super nice. And I had friends like Angie Everhart, 90s supermodel. She had told me, she'd gone through a lot of stuff too. And she was like, "Joe, this is going to happen. And it's because you're putting yourself out there." 20, uh, mid 2018, 2019, I stepped behind the camera, and I stayed behind the camera, and I stayed behind brands all the way until about 4 or 5 weeks ago. 4 or 5 weeks ago, I launched the Joseph Haecker website, and I was cool hanging behind brands. Um, to this day, if you look at my stuff, I don't step in front of the camera much. I've got a lot of friends that are highly talking about visibility, visibility. I'm kind of leaning into, what if your thing isn't being visible? Could you still put some photos up there? Could you still create content? Could you throw your voice on there instead of your face? Could you still deliver a message without having to do all the TikTok-y silliness and all that stuff? I did a little series with TikTok, and it was the first thing I did on TikTok was I would go up to people, pointing the camera at them, saying, "Excuse me, could you poorly explain what you do for a living?" And then they would say, and then I would ask them, "What is it that you actually do?" So I had, I'm going to blank on his name right now, but from the Nuggets, Aaron, somebody, I've had Kathy Ireland on there, Tamara Day from HGTV, all kinds of different people on there. I'm not on camera. It's me asking people what they do. Can you poorly explain? So I think you can be present and you can tell your story and you can even convey your values by using pictures that are or other video with your voice. Your voice is very important, though. Some aspect of you, they got to get something from you. If it's a bunch of still shots with quotes, I do a lot of those. I do those on Mondays. I send out a bunch of quotes, and so people can understand my values and the things that I've got. I also do audio blogs
Yeah,
where
I was going to ask you about the audio blogs. That was pretty ingenious when I saw that. Explain that to our listeners and our viewers what the audio blogs are.
yeah, so actually, and I'll start with the results first. So this whole website is brand new, 5 weeks. It's short of 5 weeks. It'll be 5 weeks this Thursday. Um, and we're getting on average, the time on site is 22.53 minutes. You know
Get
that
out of
your
here.
average time on site is usually less than 2 minutes.
Yes.
So what I did was I used ChatGPT to write blog posts. Then I took those blog posts, I brought them into SpeechLO, which does text to speech, and I cut an intro. Hey guys, this is Joseph Haecker, and you're listening to audio blogs where we feature blah, 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 blah. So they get to hear me, and then it cuts to a robot voice, and the robot voice reads the blog. And then it cuts back to me. Hey guys, thanks for listening to another episode of audio blogs, blah, 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 blah. And then I close out the episode. And so those audio blogs, people are able to listen. And if you think about it from a psychological standpoint, do I have time to read? Maybe not. But do I leave my apartment here in downtown Denver without an earbud in and a podcast in my ear? I've got all these blogs that people can listen to. They just pop in an earbud and go. Simple.
Okay, question though, because this was the question that came to my mind, because I'm a producer and a podcaster and a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Is the only place that they can listen to the audio blogs by you, is it only on your website, or do you have it as a podcast?
I do not have it on a podcast. I am a stickler for driving people to my website.
Yeah, well, it's great.
Uh,
No, it's a great technique. It really is.
yeah. So I do put them on TikTok to get people out there, but I do cut them down. And where they listen is on my website.
Wow. That is really great, because also you're driving them to your website. You're holding them for, not holding them hostage, but you're captivating them for 20 something minutes, right? And
Yeah.
so that also helps your SEO, I would think. Like it would help your Google, whatever, that the whole algorithm that is out there, because you're right. When you look at the estimated average time spent on a website, it's enough to go main page, look at the pictures. They go to the about section usually, right, to find out about you, and then they're gone, right? Or they might check out your services and things like that. If you've got a video that plays, I try and do that on quite a few of my pages, is to have a video start playing. But 20 something minutes is long ass time to have somebody on your website.
Here's the other trip part of it. There is not a big giant button when you land on the website that takes you to my audio blogs. You have to go to the blog. There is words with a headphone that says, do you want to listen to these? Or you have to click on the blog to see that you can listen to it. And so this week, I've had 933 site sessions, 555 unique visitors, 2,351 page views. My bounce rate is 52%, which isn't spectacular. So yeah, these are my numbers on a 5-week-old website.
Five weeks, and
yeah,
no advertising or anything like that.
No ad dollars at all.
Brilliant. Oh, we got to talk. I love one of the things that you have on your website and why I was like also, I have to have him on the show is the phrase downloads don't mean shit. Start earning now. So can you expand on that? Because so many people are like, oh, I don't have enough, I don't have a lot of downloads. Or like if you're starting out and you're trying to get traction and let's say you're going after like a big guest or, a a tall ask. The first question is how many downloads do you have? Right? Can you talk about that? Because that is something that a lot of people worry about.
I'll ask a simple question. When was the last time you downloaded a podcast?
Downloaded?
Yeah. Just by your response, oh my God, right?
Yeah.
I don't. If I'm jumping on an airplane, I will download podcasts for the flight. That is the only time that I download a podcast. Otherwise, I just go to Spotify and I hit play.
Play. Right.
So and a lot of and just recently you're starting to see some of the play metrics, but that doesn't tell you, like Facebook at least tells you they played for 3 seconds or they played for more than 30 seconds. They don't even give us those numbers on any of the statistics. You have to run it through other filters to try to get any qualitative data. So that download myth is a myth, and I just want to. I was just at Podcast Movement. We did a kickoff thing for the event that's coming up, and I'll tell you, I just want to shake people. That is not the metric. That I don't care about that metric. Here's the trick to my podcasting, and I do several different podcasts. I do the Joining Crowd Business podcast. I do Startup Ecosystem, No Stupid Questions. I was doing the ops desk for the trade association I just stepped down from. And then I also white label podcasts for other companies. Here's the thing, and here's my trick. When I'm done with the episode, I take the audio, I throw it into a video. I either add a moving logo so that people can see that it's a video, but they quickly learn not to stare at it. So they can listen to the podcast on anything. I send you an MP4 and an MP3 copy. I don't send you the Spotify link. That's only good for Spotify. It does me no good at all. And I'll tell you how this works. I did episode 5 of the Joining Crowd Business podcast, and I had this guy, Curtis Ingalls. He's the crapper king. He is the only guy in North America with the stomach for refurbishing used porta potties. And so I was strangely excited to have this guy on because that just sounded gross.
Yeah.
And, who doesn't like poopy jokes? So I thought this was going to be awesome. We cut the podcast. He had never been on a podcast before. So it wasn't like he was, known to be on podcasts and that whole thing. Cut the podcast. I sent him the episode. I threw it on my stuff. Now, the Joining Crowd Business podcast tracks back to my digital business card platform. Within 7 days, I had 383 new porta potty related businesses sign up for my digital business card platform. So, do I care that anybody is listening on my Spotify? Those are my friends. I don't care. I gave him the video. He put that in front of his network. He diced it up and threw it on his Instagram and Reels and whatever he did with it. Whatever he did with it brought me 383 paying customers.
Wow. Oh, I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
So we have it all wrong.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Christine, so much from how we were taught to do credit to everything. It just the parenting tips and all this stuff. It was all BS. The downloads, please, people. If you're thinking about doing a podcast, if you have a podcast, monetize today. You do not need to wait. Screw downloads. That is not the metric. Figure out how to make your customer, your guest, the customer. And here's the trick: give them a copy. Don't send them a link. Give them a copy. We're all content hookers at this point. If you were to give me a copy of this, I'm going to dice it up and I'm going to pimp it out all over my social media. I become your marketer. And as long as you got the logo on there and as long as you got then people are going to wonder, oh, what was Joe on? Oh, let me go check that out. And that's where you get the conversion.
I like that. Yeah, absolutely. What are some other ways? So I have a feeling you have a plethora, and we'll tease the audience. We're going to get a couple more tips on how to monetize, or how to get revenue from your podcast. And then we're going to send people to your website so they can listen to the audio blogs and they can get all your other goodies, because I don't want to give them too much. But what are some other ways that you've found creatively to generate that revenue through podcasting and through some of your live stuff that you've done?
So this was something I learned from my sponsor. So I had launched my show 2017. The first sponsor to fly in with the check flew in with a check for $28,000. So I didn't jump in small. I cannonballed in. Now when I started producing, I was selling ads, and I thought that was what we were doing. I thought we were selling ads. It was not selling ads. Why people paid me was because I was hanging with people that they were not. I was hanging out with Angie Everhart and Kathy Ireland and Macklemore and Tay Diggs and just random people. The microphone, my buddy Nick, he's a podcaster. Nick May, if you guys want to look up the Chase Lounge and the Painter's Brush. Nick calls it the podcast effect. Do not underestimate the podcast effect. And I'll describe the podcast effect. Let's say I were to call up Michelle Obama. Say I got 2 seconds of her time, and I called her and I used that time to try to sell her on this thing. Hey, here's this thing I've got to sell. She's probably going to hang up right away. But if I ask her, would she want to be on a podcast? She might say, what's the podcast about? It's about whatever you want to talk about on my podcast, or it's about this specific thing. Well, that she might be interested in. That she might put over to her admin. Her admin would put that on her calendar. She's probably going to ask you how long it's going to take and, that sort of thing. It's going to be on her calendar. She's going to get the reminder. She's going to be a little nervous that day. She's going to have to, oh, shoot, I got that podcast in 10 minutes. Once it's done, as long as it went easy, she's going to be like, hey, that was easy. She's going to wonder when it's going to come out. When you send her the copy, she's going to then share it. She's going to hear from a friend, oh, hey, I heard your podcast and you said this thing. You're top of mind, top of mind, top of mind, top of mind. That is the podcast effect. The fact that you're able to go on Instagram and hit up a celebrity or hit up a person you have no business talking to. It's because you've got that microphone that you're able to put your foot in the door. Now, salespeople and Pepsi Cola and major corporations, they can't do that. Calling a person and saying, hey, hitting them up on Instagram. Instagram's a great place to hit up celebrities. Hit them up. A lot of times they manage their own account and ask them to be on your podcast. That is the podcast effect. And that is the value that you bring, because how else are you putting that foot in the door?
Absolutely love it. Absolutely. And it does. And people, and you'd be surprised, because so many people think, oh, that person's too famous, or they wouldn't be interested in. You never know. Also, you never know who's listening to you. Way back in the day, there was this thing called America Online. And it was the thing. It was it. That was it. You had to listen to that horrible little, before you got onto America Online. And then you heard that you've got mail. Well, I wrote a column called The Daily Fix. And back in those days, AOL actually hired people in the industry that, if it was a sports section, these were sports writers. In the entertainment section, they were entertainment writers. And I wrote through a cartoon character. Anyway, her name was Beatbox Betty, and she was like a Hedda Hopper kind of cartoon, completely drawn anatomically incorrect, but she was very, very vampy and campy. And one day I was out to dinner with my friend, and sitting at a table, just a couple of tables away from me, was Lily Tomlin, and at the time, her partner Jane Wagner. Jane is really the writer for Lily, and they've been together forever. So I see them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Lily Tomlin. Oh my gosh, I have so much mad respect for her, right? And my friend's like, go over and say hi, introduce yourself. I said, I'm not gonna bother them during dinner. Are you kidding? They probably get people all the time, fans asking them for their autograph. And no, no, no. And she's like, no, you really need to go over there because you love her. So I gathered up the courage and I walked over, and I'm like, hi, Jane. Hi, Lily. I'm so sorry to bother you, but I just want to say I'm just such a huge fan, and I don't want to interrupt you. I just want to say how amazing I think you are. And she looked up at me and she said, oh, thank you. She goes, and who are you? And because I was writing the column and I didn't really want to say Christine Blosdale, I said, well, people call me Beatbox Betty. And she looked at Jane. They both looked at each other and they went, Beatbox Betty? And she said, we love you. And then Lily Tomlin says, I think you're so funny. And I went, what are you talking? I thought I was being pranked, whatever. And she said, no, we read your column. You're hilarious. So you never know who's watching you, who's listening to you, right? You never, ever know. I didn't know that she read the column. I didn't think anybody did. It was like in a vacuum. I didn't get much, feedback. But yeah, that's awesome. And especially when you have a podcast, when you have a platform and allowing somebody to talk about what they want to talk about, right? That's powerful. That's really powerful.
As much as they say that the space is saturated, it is not saturated yet. I'm downtown Denver right now, and I can just look out the window, and there's mid-rises and sky rises and right downtown, and it's just there's so many people. I may be one of the only podcasters eyesight, it is, again, and I go back to, like, please, like, if you've taken up the microphone at all, there is value in that. Do not wait for the downloads. Do not wait for you don't know who's interested in listening to what you're listening to, or what you're putting out there, but put it out there, and charge for that. Don't wait. You don't need to wait for anything. There's again, go get somebody who's willing to let you say, Bob's Auto dealership down the street, whatever. It's a friend of yours. They're not paying anyhow, so put it on there, and then and then put on your website how much you charge for that, and then people can say, okay, now I see what I get for that, and that's all you need. Then go sell it. Call up people and hit them up. Go pester them on LinkedIn, whatever you need to do, but go get your money.
I love that. And you do, and you know what? You deserve to be paid. This is the same thing I say for coaching clients who are in spirituality and personal development as well, is that you deserve to be paid. It's energy, it's an exchange. And I also believe that. I don't believe in the scarcity mindset model of, oh, but there's not enough to go around. Baloney. Think about also doing joint ventures. Join up with someone who you can complement. One superhero is great. Batman alone is awesome. Superman, yeah, cool. But when you have the Marvel, the team that can come in together, the audience gets something so different than just you alone, right? So that's what I recommend. And I think these co-ventures that are happening, I'm doing a lot now. I'm doing workshops and things, and I love it because I can give my genius, but there's other people that have their genius. And when you put those two together, woo, you create something so magical. Oh my gosh, I could talk
It's
to you
funny.
forever. Oh, yes.
We do end up feeling like we compete or we stay in our lane.
Yeah.
And I won't say the person's name. So when I had those top design podcasters on, one of the people I invited called me up beforehand and said, "Hey, so why would I do that? Like, why would it be on a podcast with other podcasters?" And I said, "Oh, well, here." So Luann was going to be on the podcast. So I was like, "Hey, well, pull up her Facebook. How many mutual friends do you guys have?" And so he looked and he was like, "Oh man, I only have 98." And I was like, "Okay, but her followers listen to her podcast on interior design. Your followers listen to your podcast on interior design. Uh, why hasn't there been crossover?" And he's like, "I don't know." He's like, I would have thought the number was bigger." We had 100,000 people tune in. Again, not my followers. I was brand new. I was 9 weeks in, but it was because I was bringing people together. I feel like sometimes, and a lot of the times, like Joe Rogan, he brings all these people because like people tune in to see who he's got next. I call it the Jimmy Fallon effect too. Jimmy Fallon, I don't even know what he does, during the day. I think he's like a school teacher. He just lives on set. I don't know because you never hear from him the rest of the time. But he seems to know everybody, and you don't really tune in for Jimmy. You tune in for his guest. Lean into the guest part of it. It will help your numbers grow. Lean into that. You've got people here locally, like the guy um, uh, Curtis Engels, who was the Crapper King. He is somebody in the porta potty business, and obviously people looked up to him and said, "Oh, "Hey, if Ed's doing that, or if Curtis is doing that, then I'm going to sign up here too." So you never know. You never know, but it is worth something.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I could talk to you forever, and you are welcome back anytime, because I like that you think outside of the box as well, right? It's refreshing to me that you have embraced this and you're helping others. And this is what I want to, because Joseph, my guest today, Joseph Haecker, he is a business strategist and advisor. And if any of this resonated with you, if you're thinking about creating a podcast, well, work with both Joseph and myself, right? I can help you getting it all set up, technically, whatever you want to do, work with you on your voice, but then talking about getting it monetized and bringing in revenue, Joseph is the person that you want to talk to. So I'm going to put in the show notes the link that you can visit Joseph and get his audio blog as well. It's josephhaecker.com. Don't worry about the spelling because it's going to be a link in the show notes. You can just click on that and check it out. And yeah, and you're welcome back anytime, Joseph. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe we can talk about Chat GPT. I have in the last week and a half produced 9 books. I just got word right before the show that my ninth book is now available on Amazon, both Kindle and paperback. So I'm on a mission to write 100 books using Chat GPT and get them published on Amazon.
Oh, we're definitely having you back for that. I love Chat GPT. I call him Charlie. He's my personal assistant is Charlie. Yeah. Oh, we got to talk about that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, can you come? Will you come back and talk about that Chat GPT?
Yeah, Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
because I just did a talk on it, and I've got a bunch of talks lined up. But again, 99.99999% of people are just going to be consumers. This is a wide open lane to be a person who monetizes using it. So get out there, use it. In a week and a half, I'm already monetized. I've got several different monetization strategies, revenue streams off of ChatGPT, and passive income streams. I've got things where I've got prompts that people can purchase, and because I just don't think that people are that creative, and they need some help connecting the dots. So there's a bunch of different ways to monetize it. Let's definitely pick up an episode on that alone.
All right.
There's
All right.
so much there. Yeah.
And if you ever want to do a little co-venture, let me know too, Joseph. I think we'd have fun. I
Yeah,
don't have a
definitely.
beard. I don't have the beard yet, but I think we
Oh,
can.
I don't either. So people mistake this for you guys who are listening. You'll have to see a picture or go to the website, but this might look like a beard. This is not a beard. This is lack of shaving. Uh,
Well, I like it. I like it. Oh, thank you so much, Joseph. And I want to thank you, wonderful listeners, for tuning in again, and viewers on YouTube. If you like this show and if it resonates with you, make sure you share it with others. You can like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff on your preferred platform. But if you want to stay in the know and you want to get more information about this podcast, you can go to outoftheboxwithchristine.com. If you want more information about me, go to christineblosdale.com. And Joseph, we're going to have the link as well for josephhaecker.com. That's all in the show notes. Check out those links. And don't sit on this. This is the other thing. People procrastinate. Don't sit on this. If you got excited about what Joseph was talking about, then take action, because nothing's going to happen until you take action. So check out the website, check out what he's doing, and get more inspiration and motivation. All right. As I always say at the end of the show, remember to think outside that damn box. Bye for now.